Well, Uncle Doug,
Yo.
from time to time, we like to know who's worshiping what, who's worshiping who.
It's important.
It's important, and we have a graveyard and we have a garden that we like to divide these things into. We hope the garden gets smaller and the graveyard gets bigger.
Agreed.
But I think we've got a little subset of the garden today.
Sort of, yeah. One doesn't know what qualifies as a god and what doesn't. But
There's a lot of in-betweeners.
Today we're gonna dip into the demonic.
This is Garden of the Gods Demon Talk.
Demon talk,
Yeah.
and this week's dip into the demonic comes to me via one of my favorite sources of unexpected randomness, beloved animated series Archer, which I was watching the other day. As Archer fans all know, the character Sterling Archer is both a willfully ignorant ding-dong and a semi-constant flowing font of insanely obscure but oddly topical trivia.
Okay.
In one such moment, he refers to a colleague, I don't remember which one, as Asmodeus, destroyer of men, which is, I was like, what the hell is that? That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
And I strayed down, I decided to go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
And what a rabbit hole it was, too, because not only did I learn about the guy who is variously known as the King of Demons or Prince of Demons or the Devil on Two Sticks, but I also learned a bunch about all sorts of other stuff that I did not see coming.
Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Will you explain the devil on two sticks part?
Please.
I will not, because
Okay,
I
good.
have no idea why. I think I do know why that.
He's the demon lord of street food.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's also known as Sir Kebab. So let me introduce you to Asmodeus, which I always want to call Asmodeus because when I read it, that's what it looks like. But I checked several sources and they all said Asmodeus, which I find sorely disappointing.
I like Asmodeus too, but whatever.
Fine, it doesn't matter. Anyway, among many other legends, he's a demon, an angel, and my personal favorite, one of the 7 princes of hell, each of whom focuses on one of the 7 deadly sins.
Huh.
His primary focus? Lust.
This guy's got titles up the wazoo.
Yeah,
doesn't
he does. And who wouldn't be lustful when they gaze on a man such as he? This dashing fellow has 3 heads.
Oh, God.
One like a sheep, one like a bull, and one like a man. The man's head has pointy ears, a big nose, pointy teeth, and he breathes fire. So
He's got it all.
sexy, baby.
He's got it all.
From the neck to the chest, he's just sort of an average Joe, and then things get a little funky again. Brightly colored feathers adorn his rooster legs. So maybe that's the 2 sticks. I'm not sure. And if you're really lucky, he'll show you his serpent's tail. Or maybe he's just a good-looking guy with a limp. It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
So where does he come from?
Where does he come from?
You might ask. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking that. Yes, well, one of the original references is in the Bible, but maybe not your Bible. And now we're going to go down one of these rabbit holes that I was not prepared for.
All right.
Here's the thing. I've been creating and listening to religion-themed podcasts for 7 years now. I did a blog for a couple years before that. And before that, I took world religion classes in college. And before that, I went to church for almost 20 years. And in all that time, looking at religions from all over the world, I somehow never encountered the fact that Catholic and Orthodox Christians use a different Bible than Protestants use.
Dear God.
How did I not know this?
How did you not know that?
Yeah, how did you not know this?
I just assumed that everybody, look, it's the Bible.
Right.
How is it not the same Bible? You guys knew this?
Yeah.
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 That the Catholic and Orthodox Bible is like to the point of having like extra books.
See, there is a reason I did know that, actually, because when we covered Revelations a few weeks ago, at the end of Revelations, it says, no one shall add or take away from this book,
Right.
which puts the Mormons in a really weird place.
Right.
So a Mormon apologetic for why that doesn't matter is the fact that other churches use various different versions of the Bible. So I remember getting that in seminary. I don't think it's explanatory or useful or smart, but I remember it.
Okay.
I knew it. I swear I learned it for some reason in an art history class in college, but I didn't know the depth of the differences. I just knew
I just knew they were different.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I knew that there were different translations of the Bible. I did not know that there are actual like the Catholics and Orthodox Christians have 7 books in their Old Testament that are completely excluded from the Protestant ones, even though these books are all heavily referenced in the New Testament.
No shit.
So these are known as the Deuterocanonical books. They are Tobit, Judith, Wisdom, a.k.a. the Wisdom of Solomon, Baruch, First Maccabees, Second Maccabees,
Right.
and then there's some additions to the books of Esther and Daniel. I did not know any of this. I was shocked. And these books are all part of the Bible. They were part of all of the Bibles until the 16th century, when the Protestants decided to go with the rulings of a bunch of Jewish rabbis, and voila, different Bibles that I didn't know about. Anyway, back to Archer's friend Asmodeus. So, Jews and Christians who are not Protestants first learn about Asmodeus in the book of Tobit, a.k.a. Tobias, depending on who you ask,
Right.
where he is a nasty little sumbitch and the principal bad guy. In that story, he seems to have fallen in love with young Sarah, daughter of Raguel, and kin to Tobias. Sarah had bad luck with men. 7 times she had been engaged to a fella, only to have had him killed on their wedding night before they could consummate.
7 times.
7 times. It does seem like after the 3rd or 4th, guys might start asking some questions.
Wow.
So finally, okay, we get it, King of Demons. You don't want her screwing other guys. Just tell her you love her. Enough with the passive aggression already. Enter our hero, and again, her nearest kinsman, Tobias. Toby decides that he's going to marry Sarah. And with the help of his sidekick, Archangel Raphael, who's disguised as a person, they hatch a foolproof plan. And so now I will give you a reading from Tobit, chapter 6, verses 17 and 18. Raphael said to him, "When you enter the bridal chamber, take some of the fish's liver and heart and put them on the embers of the incense. An odor will be given off." Gosh, you think?
Jesus, what?
"The demon will smell it and flee and will never be seen near her anymore. And also your wife will be super into it." I don't know. That seems a little squirrely. "Now, when you are about to go to bed with her, both of you must stand up and pray, imploring the Lord of heaven that mercy and safety may be granted to you. Do not be afraid, for she was set apart for you before the world was made. You will save her, and she will go with you. I presume," and this part I love, "I presume that you will have children with her, and they will be as brothers to you. Now say no more." So I guess when you have kids with your cousin, they're your brothers. I'm not really sure how all of that works.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit hung up on the burning liver thing.
Dwelling
but-
on the liver thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a great way to get pretty much anybody to leave your bedchamber.
I like that, like, as a Cialis commercial thing. Like, the 2 people sitting in the tub, and there's just a crozier of black smoke burning fish guts between them.
And
For when the mood strikes,
If you want to get your cousin in the mood.
burning organ.
considering that according to the Bible, this was both of their first times, I think some interesting kinks might have developed.
Yeah, for sure.
From this
Yeah.
little experiment.
Well, you know, what if you're in the mood, but you can't find a fish?
Right. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Keep me in fish, goddammit. I need to have fish.
So that's got to be one of the BYU sex, not sex things.
If you're feeling amorous, put a fish liver over the incense.
Burn a fish liver and stand up and pray together.
In the dorm room.
Sexy.
You know what? I'll bet that would work.
About 50% of BYU guys could come just from that, for sure. Listen, so after all of that, of course, they all lived happily ever after. So that's the biblical story of.
So it worked. I'm sorry, it worked. The fish liver actually
That's right.
was successful.
That's right. So congratulations.
All right, word to the wise
newlyweds.
listeners.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you need to exercise that kind of demon,
A 3-headed chicken stick,
stinky sex is the way to go.
fish lip, goat butt, whatever
Right.
it is.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Send your fish livers to How to Heretic, P.O. Box.
No, do not.
Please do not. There you go. So that's the biblical story. of Asmodeus, except that there are other references that may be related, depending on which grumpy scholar you ask. The name of Asmodeus may come from the Hebrew root meaning to destroy, thus corresponding him to the demon called Abaddon, who Uncle Doug might recognize depending on which version of the Bible he used and whether or not he has since completely blocked it out, as the angel of the abyss and king destroyer in Revelation. The name may alternately have come from the Avestan language, as like Asma Deva, Asma meaning wrath and Deva meaning demon or divine being, linking Asmodeus with the Zoroastrian demon of wrath.
How about that?
So, I mean, weird, right? Because we've never encountered something from the Bible actually being predated by an equally same.
No, this is a first. This is a first
from other religions in the region.
Again, I think if religion would just call us,
right,
we can sort a lot of this out for him.
But of course, all of the many scholars, rabbis, whatever, have all said no. It's not the same word, and the things don't come from the same things.
Sure, dude,
and whatever. He's also found in the Jewish text of the Haggadah.
Yeah,
Haagen-Dazs. I'm not sure what like when you go down some of these roads, you find texts that you've never heard of, and
right.
So
whole new Bibles.
Yeah, literally, and he also is in the Testament of Solomon, sometimes under alternate names, including Asmodai, Asmodee, Ashmedai,
Asmodeus,
right?
Asmodeus,
Asmodeus, Asmodai. Yeah, here's
sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's nothing but fun here.
I hope that's not copyrighted.
It's not. I refuse to believe it.
I think German demon drinking songs are public domain now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give us a passage from the Testament of Solomon. I am called Asmodeus among mortals, and my business is to plot against the newly wedded so that they may not know one another. And I sever them from utterly by many calamities. I waste away the beauty of virgins and estrange their hearts. I transport men into fits of madness and desire when they have wives of their own, so that they leave them and go off by night and day to others that belong to other men, with the result that they commit sin and fall into murderous deeds.
Well, it's a shame that his kryptonite is burning fish liver.
Right?
And I like that he calls it his business.
That's my business.
My business,
look,
bitch.
I make it my business.
Well, he's kind of a kindred demon to Lilith. Remember, her witchcraft was miscarriages.
Yeah.
Right, and barrenness. So they're kind of working the same corner.
Yep.
I wonder if they know each other.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're friends. They've got they're colleagues,
and each of them have a bird-based body part. So
that's true.
Maybe there's a little chemistry there. I don't know.
It seems like a natural thing.
I think so.
He has appeared in various texts. The Malleus Malicarum. Nailed it.
Yeah, is that like a witchcraft thingy?
Yeah, I guess so.
I've heard of that.
It's but that dates back to 1486. Where he is depicted as a demon of lust. In the Dictionnaire Infernal, he's depicted with the breast of a man, a cock leg, serpent tail. This is where we get the 3 heads and all that sort of stuff. Riding a lion with a dragon wings and neck.
All right, knock it off. Like, seriously. Here's what's funny about some of this shit, too. The people who concocted this shit, they thought it was scary.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so absurd to imagine the morphology and the physical movement of this absurd creature is just stop it.
Only Jim Henson could actually bring these things to life.
And it would still be absurd.
Yeah.
Right. There's all of these things. Even in later depictions in stuff. I have seen Asmodeus appear. Apparently he appears in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my God.
He's everywhere.
He's got to be in an H.P. Lovecraft story.
He's the Demigorgon.
He is, yeah. I didn't see him come up in Lovecraft anywhere, but
It should be.
it's so we don't know a lot about him, but I think that's enough to have a little bit of fun.
And he does not appear in the King James
Nope.
Bible, in Protestant Bibles.
Unless you think that he's also referenced by these other names
in Revelation and
and a few other places where they refer to a thing, and some scholars say that that's the same guy, some say not. So, but so that's why we never caught him in our readings of the Bible, because we were all very careful readers of the Bible.
Yes,
throughout
and annotators.
Yes, indeed. But yes, he wouldn't have been in our Bible because we have a lesser Bible.
Well, but it goes back to what is the editorial position of the How To Heretic, is that there are no original ideas, and everybody stole something from somebody else.
And I got to push back on it being a lesser Bible. Any Bible that's shorter, to me, is a greater Bible.
Well, yeah, I mean, lesser maybe in words, though.
Yeah,
so that's probably nice. But you're absolutely right. Anything that can give us less Bible
is a good thing.
Is a good Bible.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for Demon Talk.
Yeah. With that, we'll move along.
Moving on.